devotional listeners. Now let's focus all our thoughts and all our attention on the topic of Ram Katha. Who is Ram? The very word Ram is defined by scriptures. Ra shabdo vishwavachano maschapi shwaravachakah. Ra means the world, and Ma means the one who rules, one who governs. So Ram means the one who rules and governs countless worlds, not just one world, countless worlds. The one who creates, protects and nurtures and destroys countless worlds is known as Ram. Yo havai Shri Ramachandraha sa Bhagavan. Valmiki Ramayan says, Ram is Bhagavan. Ramo Narayana Sakshat. Ram is Narayan. He is God. Ram is Bhagavan, says Ramatapani Upanishad. Bhagavan. Bhagavan is a word quite like Rupavan or Dhanvan. Dhan means wealth. Dhanvan means the one who possesses wealth. So Dhanvan means the wealthy one. Rupavan, Rup meaning beauty, Van meaning the one who possesses. So Rupavan means the beautiful one. So Bhagavan means the one who possesses Bhag. But the question is, what is Bhag? The Purans tell us. Aishwaryasya samagrasya dharmasya yashasah shriyah jnana vairagya yoshchaiva shannam bhag iti rana. Bhag means unlimited majesty, unlimited dharma or righteousness, unlimited yash or fame or glory, unlimited shri, wealth, unlimited gyan or knowledge, and despite all of this, unlimited vairagya, detachment. Bhagwan Ram. Ram is Bhagwan. So who is Ram? Ram is the Supreme Lord who possesses unlimited majesty, righteousness, fame and glory, wealth, knowledge, and despite being in the possession of all this, he is completely detached. He possesses unlimited dispassion or detachment. That is who Ram, that is what Ram is. That is who Ram is. So Ramchandra ji is Bhagavan. He is the Supreme Lord. The Ramayan, Tulsikrit Ramayan says that Bhagavan Sri Ram, the Supreme Lord, descends to earth and performs very earthly and human pastimes. And he does this for the sake of his devotees. Bhakt hetu Bhagavan Prabhu Ram dhareu tanu bhoop kiye charit pavan param prakrit nar anurup. For the benefit of his devotees, Bhagwan Sri Ram descends to earth and performs earthly pastimes. He descends to earth in the final quarter of Treta Yug, the age of Treta. And he takes birth in a royal household. He is the son of King Dashrath and his queen Kaushalya. Bhagwan Ram is the most excellent king. As he performs his earthly pastimes, we see that he is the most excellent of all kings. Valmiki, Sant Valmiki writes in his Ramayan There are many versions of the Ramayan, and Valmiki Ramayan is a unique one because Valmiki ji wrote the Ramayan even before Bhagwan Ram performed all the pastimes that Valmiki wrote about. Valmiki ji says, the kingdom of Bhagwan Sri Ram, Ayodhya, is so wonderful that kami va nakadaryo va nishansah purushah kvachit drashtum shakyam ayodhyayam na vidwan na nastikah. You cannot find a lustful person in Ayodhya. You cannot find a miser. You cannot find anyone who is cruel in Ayodhya. You will not find any non-believers in Ayodhya. Everyone is a scholar in Ayodhya. Everyone is good and godly. Even today, people talk about Ram Rajya. The ideal kingdom is the one that Bhagwan Ram ruled over, Ayodhya. In all the 11,000 years that Bhagwan Sri Ram graced the earth in Treta Yuga, he gave only one lecture. He is the Supreme Lord and he has so much to say. But he did not give more than one lecture. But he taught so much to everyone through his actions. And that is the best way to teach. Once a woman took her son to a holy man and said, Maharaj, please tell this boy not to eat too many sweets. He's getting too many cavities. All these sweets that he eats, they're not good for his health. Please tell him not to eat so many sweets. The holy man said, I shall definitely tell him so, but bring him back in 2 weeks. So the woman went home and returned to the holy man along with her son in 2 weeks' time. Now the holy man said to the boy, son, don't eat too many sweets. That's all he said. The woman said, you could have said this 2 weeks ago. And he said, no, I couldn't have, because at that time, I myself was eating a lot of sweets. So I could not tell him not to eat sweets because I myself was eating them. So we teach by example. That is the best way of teaching. A man who smokes like a chimney and drinks like a fish says to his son, I don't ever want you to smoke, and don't you dare touch alcohol. His child laughs at him. How can you say this? You are smoking, you are drinking, you can't expect me not to do this. The best way to teach is through example. And Bhagwan Ram taught through example. But he gave one lecture. Ek baar Raghunath bolaye, Guru Dvij Purvasi sab aaye. And everyone showed up for the lecture. It is Bhagwan himself who is going to talk. So everyone in Ayodhya showed up. No one said, I'm too busy, too tired, can't make it, maybe some other time. No such excuses. The entire Ayodhya showed up. All the scholars showed up. All the illiterate people, everyone showed up. All the Brahmins, all the Kshatriyas, all Vaishyas, Shudras, everyone was there. And Bhagwan Ram, the gentle and merciful Bhagwan Sri Ram, said to the people of Ayodhya, Tyagahi karma shubha shubhdayak bhajahi mohi sur nar muni nayak. Renounce good actions and renounce evil actions. Worship me alone. O Devtas, O humans, O sages and ascetics. He addressed everyone, for all are his children. Worship me alone, said Bhagwan Sri Ram. Further he said, Sab kar mamta tag batori, Mam pad kamal bandhu but dori. O good people of Ayodhya, gather all your attachments, all the attachments you have in the world, to people in this world, to your family and family members and friends, neighbors, and to the attachments that you have to your worldly possessions, your money and the things that you have purchased with money. Take all those attachments and string them together. Make a garland out of them. And then offer that garland of attachments at my lotus feet. For I alone am everything to you. This is what Bhagwan Sri Ram said to the people of Ayodhya, and they loved their king. The people of Ayodhya said to Bhagwan Sri Ram, Janani Janak, Janani Janak Guru, Bandhu Hamare, Kripa Nidhan, Pran Te Pyare. You are father, you are mother, you are guru, you are friend and brother, you are a well-wisher to us. You bestow grace upon us. We love you dearly. We love you more than life. Bhagwan Sri Ram, Raja Ram, King Ram, was loved by all his subjects. They all loved him, for he loved them all. Now let's look at the divine family background of Bhagwan Sri Ram, shall we? What an illustrious family he comes from. His family dynasty was called the Suryavanshis. They were the Suryavanshis. They hail from the dynasty of the sun. But one of the ancestors of Bhagwan Sri Ram is Raja Raghu, King Raghu. And the dynasty changed its name, and it is now called Raghuvansh, the dynasty of Raghu. This is why Bhagwan Sri Ram is called Raghav. Raghavendra Sarkar, we say. He hails from the Raghu dynasty. That is one of his ancestors. Bhagwan Ram's father, King Dasharath, his father, Aj's father is Dilip. Dilip's father is Raghu. And King Raghu was a very generous king. He was the most excellent of kings. And he was such a donor. He was such a giver. That once he performed a yajna and he gave everything away. Everything means everything. He gave up everything. He did not even have dishes to eat from. So he was eating from earthen vessels. And despite having given everything away, he was not proud in the least. He did not suffer from pride, even though he had given everything up. We also give charity, but there's a little pride within that I did this much. I did this much. And we try to give, oftentimes, we try to give the least we can. Our Gurudev, Jagadguru Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj, some time ago, when he was walking through Mangar, as Shri Maharaji does, he came upon someone who clearly needed financial help. And Shri Maharaji went up to this man, and Shri Maharaji reached into his pocket, and Shri Maharaji makes sure that he always has money in his pockets. For this reason, because he wants to give charity. Shri Maharaji reached into his pocket, took out 1,000 rupee note, and he was giving it to this man when one of the devotees said, Maharaji, I can give you 100. You give him 100. Shri Maharaji says, what kind of thing is this to say? If I have 1,000 rupee note, why should I give 100? Give the most you can. Don't give the least you can. Give the most. King Raghu gave everything that he had. And as every good king used to do, he disguised himself and went out in the evening time to find out what his subjects were saying about him, so that he may improve himself. He found a group of men sitting under a tree, and he joined them. And to them, he was a stranger. He was not recognized by them. They were talking about how generous King Raghu was. And he played the devil's advocate. He said, "Excuse me, but you're talking about your king being such a generous man, and he has given up everything, you say. But I say that this does not prove that he is such a generous man. I ask you, when your king was born, did he come with all the gold and all the treasures that you say he has given away?" They said, "Well, no, of course not." "Well, then the treasures that he has given away were given to him by God, were they not?" They said, "Yes." "So if he has given away all his treasures, then what has he given away that belonged to him in the first place?" Everything that he gave up belonged to God. Why do you praise your king so highly? When they heard this, those men of Ayodhya, they got ready to beat up on this stranger. And so he beat a hasty retreat. He ran away from there. Raja Raghu was not the least bit proud of being such a generous giver. After he had given everything up, he was visited, in those days, he was visited by a young Brahmin. That Brahmin had come to the palace, to King Raghu's palace, in order to ask him for 140 million gold coins. You see, the young student, Brahmin student, he had just received instruction for many years from his guru. He had become an expert in all the 14 arts. And he wanted to give his guru dakshina, but he had nothing to give. His guru said, "I don't require any dakshina. I'm very happy that you have been such a good student, and that is my dakshina. Don't worry about anything else." But the student said, "No. Guruji, I want to give you dakshina. I want to do this. This is my heartfelt desire. Moreover, a disciple must give dakshina. Otherwise, the knowledge that he has received will not bear fruit. So it's a time-honored Hindu tradition to give dakshina. Guruji, I wish to give dakshina." Guruji said, "All right then." Now the guru could have said, "All right, bring me 5 or 10 gold coins." But gurus at that time were true gurus. And so the guru said, "All right, then if you wish to give me dakshina, get me 140 million gold coins." 140 million gold coins. And make sure you get them from one place. So the student went searching for someone who would give him 140 million gold coins. And he thought, well, I must go to the king. When he went to King Raghu, he saw that the king himself was eating from earthen vessels, and he found out that the king had given up everything, given away everything in charity. So disappointed, the young Brahmin lad was about to leave the palace when King Raghu said, "Brahman Devta, how is it that you have come here? What is your purpose of this visit?" And the young man said, "O king, I just came to have your darshan, that's all, I'm leaving now." No. There's some other reason why you're here. What is it? And the student told his story, and King Raghu said, wait here. King Raghu was very powerful. He had great spiritual powers. So he made immediate plans to attack Kuber in Swargalok. Kuber is the god of wealth in the celestial regions, and King Raghu made immediate plans to attack Kuber. Now Narad Muni went to Kuber and said, "Do you know that Raghu is making plans to attack you?" Kuber said, "What did I do?" No, you didn't do anything. He just needs some gold coins. Maharaj, I don't want him to attack me. Well, then you fill his coffers. And all of a sudden, King Raghu's servants came running and they said, Maharaj, we don't know how it's happened, but a miracle that has taken place. All the treasury is filled with gold coins. And King Raghu understood everything, and he said to the young man, you go and take whatever you need. Take everything, because I don't need it. You take everything. King Raghu was such a generous king. And he is one of the ancestors of Raja Ram, King Ram, Bhagwan Shri Ram. Bhagwan Shri Ram's father is Dashrath. Dashrath had 3 queens, Kaushalya, Kaikeyi, and Sumitra. But they did not have any sons. So Guru Vasishtha suggested that the king perform a yajna, specifically for the attainment of a son or sons. And this is what the king did. But Guru Vasishtha said, I am not able to do this yajna for you. It's a very specific yajna. So I shall invite Shringi Rishi. The Ramayana says, Shringi Rishi Vasishtha Bulava, Putra Kam Shubh Yajna Karava. Shringi Rishi was called to perform this Putreshti Yajna. And Kaushalya gave birth to Ram. Kaikeyi gave birth to Bharat. Sumitra, she gave birth to 2, Lakshmana and Shatrugna. In this way, the 4 princes were born. But these 4 are in fact just one. It is just Ram. But Ram has taken 4 forms. Ram, Lakshmana, Bharat, Shatrugna. And Ram is regarded as the eldest of the 4. And there was great love amongst the brothers. Lakshmana, Bharat, and Shatrugna adored their elder brother, their eldest brother. There came a day when Vishwamitra approached the king and said, I need your 2 sons to perform many great tasks. King Dashrath had deserved Bhagwan Ram as his son, because you see, King Dashrath and Kaushalya in their previous incarnation of many ages earlier were as Manu and Chalupa. Manu and Chalupa had performed austere penance. They gave up food, then they gave up water. They were about to give up air when all the Devtas and Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar approached them and said, please don't do this. What will become of creation? Such austere penance you are performing. And God became pleased with this austere penance of Manu and Chalupa and asked, what is it that you seek? Which boon do you want me to give you? Manu and Chalupa then said, Maharaj, we have had your darshan. We have seen your lotus feet. We have no more desires. But Bhagwan said, no, you must have some desire. Tell me. I think you have one desire. Manu said, my lord, I'm a bit hesitant to tell you. No, renounce all hesitation and tell me what it is that you desire. I desire a son just like you. God said, a son just like me? But there's no one like me. Natat samascha bhyadhikascha drishyate. There's no one like him. He is unique. There's only one of him. Eko devaha, say the Vedas. Eko devaha sarva bhuteshu gudaha. There's one God who dwells in the heart of every living creature. God said, there's no one like me. So the only solution is for me to take birth as your son. And I shall do so when the right time comes. Now, in Treta Yuga, the time had come. Bhudevi, Mother Earth, the goddess Earth, went to Brahma, the creator, and said, Maharaj, I am so troubled. There are so many evil kings living on earth. There are so many evil kings who are plundering my resources. There is so much slaughter going on in the world. You must come and protect me, said Mother Earth, Bhudevi. And then the Devatas also asked Brahma, there's a 10-headed demon, Ravan. He's committing so many atrocities. You must protect us. Ravan had taken over the Swarg, the celestial regions. And it is then that God promised that he would descend to earth. The Ramayan says, Jab jab hoy dharam ki hani, badhahi asur maha abhimani. तब तब प्रभु धरि अमित शरीरा, हरहि कृपा निधि सज्जन पीरा. Whenever there is a decline in religion and righteousness, the Supreme Lord descends to earth to protect the virtuous ones and the devoted ones and to annihilate the evil. He puts an end to evil when evil increases to such an extent that Mother Earth becomes troubled. And Devatas are saying, Trahi, Trahi, save us, save us. Then God comes down to earth. And he did so in the form of Ram. Ram did not take birth from the womb of Kaushalya. Oh no. His birth is divine, as are his actions. Bhagwan Shri Krishna says in the Gita, and what is the difference between Ram and Krishna anyhow? The same Ram comes as Krishna, the same Krishna then comes as Ram, the same Ram comes as Krishna. Bhagwan Shri Krishna says, Janma karma cha me divyam. O Arjun, my birth and my actions are both divine. Do not misinterpret my actions, and do not misunderstand me. Do not think that just because I have taken birth, that my birth is an ordinary one. So Bhagwan Sri Ram filled Mother Kaushalya's stomach with air. It's like you pumping air into a bicycle tire. The tire is flat, now you are pumping air into it, now it swells up. In the very same way, Bhagwan Sri Ram, the Supreme Lord, for whom nothing is impossible, he filled Kaushalya's stomach with air, and Kaushalya was feeling that she is with child. And she's going through the same experiences, the same feelings, the same morning sickness that every expectant mother goes through. So there's no doubt in her mind that she is with child. And at the end of 9 months, then a child is born, so there is no doubt. But first, Bhagwan Sri Ram appears in the form of Mahavishnu. He appears in his majestic form. And Kaushalya and Dashrath bow down to him, they glorify him. And then he becomes a little child. And everyone says, oh, a child is born. Kaushalya has given birth to a baby boy. As soon as the cries were heard, everyone started celebrating. So Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrugna were born. And when Ram and Lakshman were just very young boys, Vishwamitra approached King Dashrath and said, I want to take your sons to slay the demons. Dashrath, now forgetting who his son was, who his sons were, he became afraid. He said, no, Maharaj, I will go with you. Please don't take my sons. When God appears on earth, he makes himself forget who he is, and he makes his devotees forget who he is also. And now Raja Dashrath and his queens, Kaushalya and Kaikeyi and Sumitra, are feeling afraid. These two young boys, they don't know anything. You're taking them? No, Maharaj. Dashrath said, please take me instead. Vishwamitra said, O king, you forget who these sons of yours are. This is God himself who has come in the form of your sons. Have no worries. Do not worry for them. Ram and Lakshmana went with Vishwamitra, and they killed many demons and even a demoness, Tadka. She was the first one. And so many of you know the story of Ramayan. It's an amazing story. Vishwamitra ji then took the two boys to King Janak in Janakpuri. King Janak is the father of Sita, and Sita is the female form of Ram. Sita cha yoga mayeti. Sita is yoga maya, and she is the female form of Bhagwan Shri Ram. King Janak is the father of Sita, and he wishes to get his daughter married. And the condition that he has placed before all the princes who have gathered is that you must string the bow of Bhagwan Shankar. There was no one there who could even lift the bow, let alone string it. For this was not an ordinary bow. Janak is not an ordinary man. Again, he is a king, but he is a saint. Just as Dashrath is a king, but a saint. In the same way, Janak and his wife, these are saints, and they have given birth to Sita. Again, Sita ji's birth is divine. It's not an ordinary birth, needless to say. And when Bhagwan Ram went to string the bow, he ended up breaking it in half. The others could not even lift it. All the princes who were known for their might and valor, they tried their best, but they were embarrassed because they could not even lift the bow. And there comes a young boy, and he lifts the bow, and he breaks it into two. And Devtas from Swargalok showered flowers. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar praised Bhagwan Shri Ram, and Ram and Sita were married. Jagadguru Shri Kripalu ji Maharaj writes, Sita Ram dono ek, Govind Radhe, phir bhi vivah Ram, leela bata de. Sita and Ram are one and the same, and yet they get married to each other. This is Ramleela, the divine pastimes of Bhagwan Shri Ram. In the villages in India, in the towns and cities also in India, people perform Ramleela. The divine enactments, the enactments of the divine pastimes of Bhagwan Shri Ram. As children, we would rush to see the Ramleela. Everyone knew the story, but everyone wanted to see it. It was highly entertaining. The acting wasn't all that good, but it didn't matter because this was Ramleela. The person who played Ram, we would think that is Bhagwan Shri Ram. That is Mother Sita, although that was a man. That's Mother Sita. There's Ravan, the evil, the villain, the 10-headed Ravan. And that enactment was mesmerizing. It was something out of the ordinary. It was extraordinary. And it remains extraordinary. How fortunate we are to be connected to the holy land called Bharat, India. Some took birth there, some were drawn to that land, but we are all connected very strongly to Bharat, to India. Even today, people greet one another by saying Jai Ram Ji Ki, Sita Ram, Ram Ram, and our favorite, Radhe Radhe, Hari Om. People greet one another by praising God. God takes birth in that holy land. Again and again, he comes down to earth. Once, a priest asked Jagadguru Shri Kripalu ji Mahadji, why is it that God only takes birth in India? Mahadji said, if it is indeed the great fortune of India that God appears here, but you have to accept that even the mightiest demons have taken birth here. So God has to take birth in India to slay those demons. But then Shri Mahadji said seriously, God goes where he is invited. There's a lot of invitation that comes from this holy land, and God goes to where he is invited. So we are so blessed to have this strong connection with Bharat. And we have inherited this spirituality. What we make of it it's up to us, but we have been given the privilege of Vedic knowledge, the Vedas, the Shastras, the Ramayan, which is no less than the Vedas. We have so much knowledge at our disposal. It all comes from the motherland. It comes from Bharat. So, Ram and Sita get married, and this is Ramleela. It's part of Bhagwan Ram's divine pastimes. Ram and Sita and Lakshmana, along with Vishwamitra, they go back to Ayodhya, and there are great celebrations. There is so much merriment. Now Ram and Sita are married, and Lakshmana has also gotten married to Urmila. And there's great merriment. But when Bhagwan Ram comes down to earth, he will deliberately go through pain and suffering because he has to teach through his personal example. He has to experience the pain. He has to let people see that pain that he goes through and that his family goes through. And so what happens is that everything is going well, but then Kaikeyi, King Dashrath's favorite queen, she has a handmaiden by the name Manthara. Manthara poisons Kaikeyi's ears. She says, Maharani, O queen, soon King Dashrath will appoint his successor, and that is going to be Ram, Kaushalya's son. King Dashrath had promised you many years ago that he would grant you 2 wishes. You had saved his life, remember? And he had granted you 2 boons. Now is the time to ask for those 2 boons. Maharani, I am your well-wisher, and I'm telling you, the first boon you should ask for is banishment of Ram for 14 years. And the second boon is kingdom for your own son, Bharat. When Kaikeyi heard this, she scolded her handmaiden. She scolded her maid, Manthara. She pushed her away in great anger and said, how dare you speak like this to me? Ram is my son just as much as he is Kaushalya's son. I don't want to ever hear this coming from your mouth again. But Manthara was persistent because she is part of Ramleela. She was persistent. She is a saint, but now she is a bad advisor. She's playing the part of the bad guy. So she says, Maharani, please don't mind me. You must do this for your son. And when we listen to bad advice again and again, there's a great likelihood that we will become convinced. And this is exactly what happened to Kaikeyi. She became convinced. You're right, Manthara. You're absolutely right. My son will become a servant of Ram. I cannot allow this to happen. Yes, I will go to my husband and I shall ask him to grant me those 2 boons he had promised so many years ago. When Dashrath heard what Kaikeyi wanted, he went into a state of shock. And he never recovered from this. When Ram found out He said, Father, I shall fulfill this wish of my mother Kaikeyi. King Dashrath said, you are not obligated to do this. Please don't go. Bhagwan Ram said, no. Raghu kul riti sada chali aayi, pran jai par bachan na jai. Father, it is our tradition. In our dynasty, it is a tradition that you keep your word, even at the cost of your life. You may lose your life, but you must always keep your word. There are so many lessons we learn from the Ramayana. There are so many lessons. Bhagwan Ram and his illustrious family members always kept their word. Bhagwan Ram made good on the promise, and he left along with Sita and Lakshmana. He was going alone, but Sita insisted. Patidev, I will not leave your side. And so Sita Mata insisted on going along, and Lakshmana said, Bhaiya, I am going with you. Bhagwan Ram said, Lakshmana, our father is suffering greatly. He's in a state of shock. He's grieving. He is old now. You must stay with him. This is your dharma. And Lakshmana said, Bhaiya, I don't want to hear anything about dharma. I don't know any dharma. I don't know anything about duty. All I know is that you are everything to me. You are my father. You are my mother. You are my Lord and Master. I don't know anyone else. Dashrath is not my father. You are my father. Lakshmana insisted on going along. And what a faithful servant Lakshmana was. The 14 years that were spent in exile, Bhagwan Ram was served so well. Bhagwan Ram and Mother Sita was served so well by Lakshmana. Lakshmana did not sleep for 14 years. He did not sleep. Sleep is very dear to us. It is very dear to us. Our Divine Master says, sleep no more than 6 hours a night. We say, yes, Mahadji, that is good for him and her. But for everyone, that's true, but not for me, because, I need more than that. A devotee had asked Sri Mahadji, Mahadji, is it true that I should sleep only 6 hours a night? Sri Mahadji said, yes. 6 hours a night, no more. But Mahadji, I'm falling asleep everywhere. While driving, at the computer, at home, wherever, I'm falling asleep. I need more than that, I think. Sri Mahadji said, son, 6 hours a night, the recommended sleep, is for those who have nothing to do with God. It's for the atheists, the ones who have nothing to do with God. They don't do any sadhana, there's no devotion in their lives, they don't know anything about God. But son, you are a sadhak, you are an aspirant. For you, I recommend 5. 5 hours, that's it. Sleep is dear to us. We may be very hungry, but you say, you know what, I don't care to eat, I just want to sleep. But Lakshmanji did not sleep for 14 years. 14 years, not hours. 14 years he did not sleep. He was always on guard, lest some wild animal come in and harm his lords, Ram and Sita. And he always walked behind Ram and Sita, but he walked to the side, either to the left or to the right, because he did not wish to step on the same ground as Bhagwan Shri Ram. He was a true servant. A true servant follows Dasya Dharma, the dictates of Dasya Dharma. And Dasya Dharma, a servant's dharma, says that you must never place your feet on the same ground as your master has placed his lotus feet. Sir bal chalau uchit as mora, sab te sevak dharm kathora. But we can walk on our head. So we try our best. But Lakshman ji truly fulfilled Sevak Dharma. And so he did not sleep for 14 years, and he served Ram and Sita. That was his only concern for all those years. Raja Dashrath had thought, before all this happened, he had seen some gray hair around the temples. He looked at his face in the mirror and he saw the gray, and he immediately made plans. Many people make plans when they see the gray. They go to Walgreens. Immediately, they go to the pharmacy, get the hair dye right away. But Dashrath Ji Maharaj made a different kind of a plan. He thought to himself, Shravan Sameep Bhaye Sit Kesa Manahu Jarath Pan As Updesa Nrip Jubraj Ram Kahu Dehu Jeevan Janam Lahu Kin Lehu. The gray hair is an indication of approaching old age. I'm not getting any younger. I'm getting old. And now I must give the kingdom of Ayodhya to my eldest born, Ram, and I must retire to the forest to practice devotion full time. I don't want to be taking care of these royal duties anymore. Enough. I must practice devotion full time. Alas, his plan was not fulfilled, but he made immediate plans. Again, a lesson for all of us. Truly a lesson for all of us. Very shortly after Ram had been exiled, Raja Dashrath became so ill, he died of a broken heart. He uttered the words, Ha Raghu Nandan Pran Pirite Tum binu jiyat bahut din beete. O Raghunandan, O Ram, I have lived without you for too long now. I cannot bear your separation any longer. Saying this, King Dashrath breathed his last. Bharat and Shatrughna were not in Ayodhya at that time. They were called back from their grandparents' place, and they performed the last rites because Ram, being the eldest, he was no longer there, and Lakshmana had also left. When Bharat came back along with Shatrughna and he found out what his mother had done, he was furious with her. The Vedas say, Matri Devo Bhava, regard your mother as goddess, regard her as divinity. Matri Devo Bhava, Pitri Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. Regard your mother as goddess, regard your father as God, regard your guru as God. Divinity on earth. But Bharat became so angry. He said to his mother, Nate hamabhibhashyosmi durvritte patighatini bhartrighatini dushte tvam kumbhi pakam gamishyasi. O evil Kaikeyi, what have you done? You have killed your husband and you have banished Bhagwan Sri Ram to the forest, to the jungles. You are an evil woman, and I am certain that after death you will go to Kumbhipak Narak, the hell called Kumbhipak. Now people say, Matri Devo Bhava, mother is to be regarded as goddess, and here Bharat, the younger brother of Bhagwan Sri Ram, is treating his mother like this? Yes, it's all Ramleela, the divine pastimes of Ram. Kaikeyi is not an evil woman. She loves Bhagwan Sri Ram. Manthara is not an evil woman. She has 100% love for Bhagwan Sri Ram. But these two have been given the roles of villains. What can they do? They love Bhagwan Sri Ram so much that they are willing to become villains for his pleasure. And Bharat is disrespecting his mother. But that's also Ramleela. And also there's one more thing. What kind of mother is to be regarded as goddess? The one who banishes Ram to the forest? No. The one who encourages her child to become a devotee of God. Sumitra had said, Lakshmanji's mother had said to Lakshman, Tat tumhari matu vaidehi, Pita Ram sab bhanti sanehi. Lakshman, I am not your mother. Sita is. Dashrath is not your father. Ram is your father. Ram and Sita are your father and mother. Serve them well. It is this kind of mother who is to be regarded as a goddess, divinity on earth. Not the kind of mother who says, you are saying Radhe Radhe entirely too much these days, and I will not tolerate this. You go to that Radha Madhav Dham and you come back changed. I don't like this. Next thing you'll be leaving home and house and family. It's not that kind of mother who dissuades her child who discourages her child from following the spiritual path. It is the mother who encourages her child. God is your mother. God is your father. We are temporary here, but God will always remain with you. Sumitra had taught this to her son Lakshman. So Bharat, out of love for God, he is showing disrespect towards his mother, but it's all Ramleela, which we will continue talking about tomorrow.